Hey there. Today I'd like to talk to you about what a lot of people hooked into their algorithms still foolishly think about a case brought to the International Court of Justice by South Africa against Israel, often described online as the UN ruling that Israel is committing genocide. That is not what it is. That ruling never happened. This video is motivated by a few different things, mainly the fact that anti-Zionists on both the left and the right largely have stopped trying to make any kind of argumentative case that any genocide is occurring or has occurred. There's a whole lot more conviction out there than there is knowledge, and it pisses me off when somebody with less knowledge tries to gaslight you into thinking you are the more ignorant party, rather than actually having a discussion of facts with you. One of those is a former college roommate and current white nationalist who is just so sure that he is smarter than me. This video is dedicated to him, and to all the groypers out there. Funnily enough, he thought I was a moron for ignoring what he heard about the UN on his feed, but he can get down and dirty expressing his convictions about the Holocaust without much background knowledge about that either. Except, his direction with discussing the Holocaust, let's just say it's situationally ironic, sitting next to his UN-Israel arrogance. The International Court of Justice, in fact, did not rule that a genocide is occurring in the Gaza Strip, nor did South Africa ever go to the International Court of Justice with the case that Israel is in fact performing a genocide. Instead, what happened was South Africa went to the International Court of Justice with the case that under the rules of the Genocide Convention, Palestinians would have rights which were sufficient to be protected under the court's jurisdiction pursuant to the Genocide Convention if they were facing genocide. The court's decision addressed jurisdiction and interim legal protections, not guilt, intent, or a final determination of facts. In the words of Joan Donoghue herself, who was presiding over the International Court of Justice at the time,
would it be fair to say, and I'm no lawyer, and many people watching and listening will not be lawyers, but would it be fair to say that the key point that you made your initial order and ruling upon was whether or not there was a plausible case that should be taken on by the court of genocide in the case of Israel's actions in Gaza after October 7, and you quite clearly decided that there was a plausible case. Is it right to say that's at the heart of what you decided?
You know, I'm glad I have a chance to address that, because the court's test for deciding whether to impose measures uses the idea of plausibility, but the test is the plausibility of the rights that are asserted by the applicant, in this case, South Africa. So the court decided that the Palestinians had a plausible right to be protected from genocide, and that South Africa had the right to present that claim in the court. It then looked at the facts as well, but it did not decide, and this is something where I'm correcting what's often said in the media, it didn't decide that the claim of genocide was plausible. It did emphasize in the order that there was a risk of irreparable harm to the Palestinian right to be protected from genocide. But the shorthand that often appears, which is that there's a plausible case of genocide, isn't what the court decided.
you heard it right here. Do you get it? Good. So, what should we draw from this now? The clip is a year old at this point, so where does any international legal case currently stand regarding the facts of any genocide in the Gaza Strip? Well, there is no final ruling whatsoever, and also no facts of genocide in this case have ever been established for the International Court of Justice. So, if you are going to make any kind of claim regarding what is or is not going on in the Gaza Strip, you'd better come with reasons for your convictions, regardless of what you think is going on there, myself included, or shut the fuck up.